What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Troy, Sports Talk, and etc. etc. Anything that you feel like I could do better, or anything I can improve on to improve this channel, make it more than what it is, please drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about the predictions, the reactions, of how I talk about sports and the things that we do. Let's get to it. We're gonna get to the reactions of Super Wildcard Weekend. All right, I did a video yesterday about Saturday night. We're gonna do Sunday night, and I like to go in order. But for a specific person, he know who I is. He know who he is, and I'm not gonna say what his name is. He worked with me. He looked just like Ocho Cinco, so I'm gonna throw that hint out there. He made a statement that said, "My boys, remember I'm a Patriots fan." Okay, he said, "First round they done. They weak. They ain't been playing nobody all year. The Cowboys would have beat them, all kind of crap like that." Yeah, he's a Cowboys fan. He's delusional. I just got something to say to him. How about that? 3 points they scored. 3 points. All right. I'm gonna take my takeaways from that game. I think Drake was. I don't know if he was necessarily routed out there, but he played. He had more opportunities to do better, miss some throws here and there. Chargers defense was everything I expected. They were great. They kept them in the game really most of the game, man. They was the better half on the on the field. And my defense, we got after it. They had some opportunities to hit us, really, to be honest, because we was bringing the blitz, and they just didn't take advantage of that. They had some matchups that they didn't take advantage of, especially when Gonzalez went out of the game. They could have attacked where he was coming from because he was having his way with the receivers. They didn't do that. And, I think that has a lot to do with why they lost tonight. Now, the Chargers are a very good football team. Hats off to them. I like the way they played, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, and them guys need to find a way to protect Herbert, because if they don't find a way to protect Herbert, man, he gonna be beat up for a long time. And Drake may, hopefully he got that out of his system. He turned the ball over a little too much today, he got to know when to just take off or take a sack. I'd rather you take a sack than to be getting stripped and turning the ball over. And the defense, they really did their thing, because twice they turned it over and they didn't get no points off of it. So I'm proud of my boys. We young. We got a good coach. We pretty much what I said. We did what we were supposed to do. It was a low-scoring game. And, man, I'm just glad we was able to pull it off, man. And make me feel a lot better going to work tomorrow. Make me feel a lot better. So I appreciate what we did, man. And looking forward to this next matchup. I think, we got to play either the Texans or the Steelers. That's gonna be tough to deal with. Either way, I'd rather play the Steelers. I don't want to play the Texans, man. Team with a defense like that, which is better than the two defenses that played in this very game. Man, that's scary, but I think we can handle it. Now let's get to the next game. 49ers and Eagles. 49ers and Eagles, man, they had so many opportunities, the Eagles did, man. And the 49ers, they stuck with what they do. One thing I like about the 49ers, man, they don't get out of character. Despite however the game's going, they stick to the run. And the defense showed up, man. You're talking about a team that's been missing people all season long. And that's kind of been who they are. And I'm just proud of them. Kittle goes out. They stick with their game plan. They do what they do. And the Eagles, I feel bad, man, because the defense, they really played a good game. They really did. The offense, they were struggling. I mean, and it looks good on paper, but, man, I think Hurts had about 100-some yards in a playoff game. That can't happen. That can't happen. And I think in the offseason, man, they're going to have to, I'm pretty sure they're going to fire their offensive coordinator. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they're going to fire him. But they need to figure out, when they bring somebody in, whoever it is, or if they keep the same person, I don't know what they're going to do. They need to find out what their identity is going to be on offense. They have way too many playmakers on offense to be playing the way they're playing. I mean, I just can't believe they dropped the ball the way they did, man. The Eagles got too much talent. I'm talking about on both sides of the ball. And one side is, I mean, they're performing. They're holding up their end of the bargain. And for whatever reason, the offense just, they just struggle. Whether Hurts, I think Hurts got something to do with it. Some things he's just not seeing out there. I think sometimes he like bails out and cuts off like half of the field one way or the other when he gets it. Sometimes he go out of the pocket a little too early, and you tend to do that when you run, when you're a running quarterback. But more or less, man, it's really been like that all season. I thought they would be able to get past the 49ers. I did think they would be able to do enough, but in the end, it just didn't come to fruition, man. And, they had a good season, but it's over. And, I'm kind of upset, man, because they messed me up on one of my picks. I can't be out here calling these games and be wrong all the time. But I'm 3-2 so far. But I like what the 49ers did, man. They stuck with it all game long, man, and they just did not give up. Whenever it looked like the Eagles was going to do this or do that, they just kept on with it, man. And I like the way the defense, got pressure and the way that they DBs played. They had a heck of a Robert Saleh has did a great job with that defensive unit, his second time being in San Francisco. They did great. I'm proud of what they did, man. They look good. All right, now the first game, the Bills and the Jaguars. I already knew that was going to be a goodie, really. It's crazy because the score, I predicted it 28-24 Jacksonville. It almost flip-flopped. It just flip-flopped the other way, but the score was the same. But the Bills won, and it's just like what I thought. Josh Allen, I did mention that he can either take the game over or they can rely on him too much, and it cost him. And in this situation, they got it done. Jacksonville had chances to put the game away and do different things, but Josh Allen, man, he's great. He's great, and I think it's just one of them things where he had been there and done that. Trevor Lawrence really hadn't. I really feel like Jacksonville's the better team, but the beauty about football is you don't have to be better than somebody 4 out of 5 times or 4 out of 7 times or whatever it is in the playoffs. All you have to do is be better than somebody once, and the Bills did that. They did that. They made big plays. I think Shakir, man, he had like 11 catches or something like that, man. He caught pretty much every ball that was thrown to him. And, Cooks has been a great addition for them, also kind of helping them stretch the field, getting some big plays downfield. And the way they play defense nowadays, it's so much geared toward the offense, man. You can just throw the ball up there, and all of a sudden, a defensive pass interference to get them to move the ball up or do whatever. They bail you out. And I've seen that, I was kind of frustrated because it happened in the New England game also, a couple times. And I was annoyed by that. But, hey, Josh Allen did his thing as usual. The running game didn't look too good. I think Jacksonville probably could have ran the ball a little more, because the Bills' run defense is not that good. But they played better than they normally do today, and their pass defense was everything that I thought it was. But it was a great game, man. It was a great back and forth game, man, and I really enjoying this this weekend, man. Next week we're gonna have some games that might be a little more intense. Not as many games, but this is most definitely my favorite weekend outside of the Super Bowl weekend. So, next week I think we got the 49ers and the Seahawks. Man, that's going to be amazing. 49ers, Seahawks, and you got, what is that? You got the Rams, and you got not the 49ers, the Bears. 49ers and, not 49ers and the Bears. You got the Seahawks and the Bears. That's going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to give it away right now. I'm going to go do some digging, make my predictions on that later on in the week. But, on this side, we're waiting on the Steelers and the Texans, and you got the Bills and the Broncos. That's going to be amazing. You got strength against strength. You got a Superman at quarterback, and you got a great defense in Denver. And it's tough to play in Denver, man. And the Bills, really, to be honest, if they would have made the Super Bowl, this would be one of the more impressive runs. Not just because they made the Super Bowl, because But because Buffalo is going to pretty much have to go on the road either way it goes the rest of the way. So, yeah, feel free to drop anything in the comments, whatever your thoughts is on this game, on these games, and whatever it is I could do better, I would appreciate it. And I don't mind taking critique from anybody because y'all are going to be the ones who's going to make this great and make it more than what it is. And I appreciate you. I love every one of you. And I'm just looking forward to also in the off season, man. I want to ask something for the people that are watching these videos or actually watching them. Number one, I appreciate you watching them, because I'm somebody out here trying to start something new, do something different. But if you'd like to, man, in the comments, when football season is over with, I'm trying to think ahead of time, we're gonna have a boring season where it's gonna be baseball and things like that. And I talk a little baseball here and there because I like baseball. I like it, not as much as I like basketball or football, but baseball is gonna be what we have. So, if there's anything that you guys think we can talk about or want to make a video about, man, just drop it in the comments, and I'll do my best to make that happen, to see how I can be creative about it, and go live or something, do a question and answer thing or whatnot. And hey, if it's about the Lord, we can do that too, because remember, I am a preacher and I love talking about him. I can talk about him for as long as you want. All right, I love y'all. Y'all have a good night, and remember, Ocho Cinco, I'm gonna be calling you. You come see me so we can talk about this game, Chargers and Patriots. Love y'all. Take care of yourself. Night.